So,
All right, boom, my man. Hello, folks. This is the SEO show. I'm Frank Schwartz, and that is
Byron Lee, what's up?
Byron Lee. Byron Lee still in witness protection right now.
They let me have Slash.
They are returning a couple of your items. I'm sorry. Yeah, look at that. That's a strobe effect. That's from partying in the 70s. Um, I'm on a laptop today, guys, and as you can see, my lighting is all functified because I have a bunch of processes going on the main computer, and Byron's on his laptop, not the iPad today, right?
Yep, laptop time.
We've got Slash in the background. Welcome, Slash. We appreciate it. Thank
He's
God you're
having
no
a
longer a GNR employee. Um, Listen, a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. It's Friday. It's lunchtime. Feel like I should be saying lunchtime with the oldies. The next up is Frankie Avalon. But we're not on the radio, so I don't have to do that. I've got my coffee. Uh,
Yeah, got some coffee here too. Got an elk on it.
an elk. Well, you are out in
Yeah.
the wild. I mean, if it's funny. We just started this thing in Arizona. It's instead of 911 or Amber Alerts, it's called a Silver Alert, and it's an Amber Alert for the elderly. We have a lot of elderly that go missing in Arizona. Not really. I mean, but yeah, you can dial 511 and report any lost or found elderly, and so it's just a news update. Nobody really cares in the SEO world, but hey, that's the way it is.
Silver alerts.
I'm going to get the news out of the way. This will be probably the last time that we talk about it. We have gotten emails, YouTube chat comments, instant messages, and everything else about the news on God of SEO, Charlie. We do know that he is been arrested. That's all we know. We have read the reports also. We in the United States believe that the justice system does work the best that it works. Innocent until proven guilty. We don't care about any of his charges. We really don't, guys. We care about his SEO. We cared about his views on SEO. That's it, and that's the last we'll be talking about it. So, squash, goodbye, end of, see ya. Make all the comments and chats that you want. We don't care. We don't get paid to care. Just like I told my children. Nobody pays for me to give a flying. I gotta calm down on my swearing. So I'm gonna work on not dropping the F bomb every third word.
Flying freak. That even sounds bad. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that just sounds like you don't. Wow, I think I just went into a weird little quandary there. My camera stopped moving. See, my lips are not with my voice. Wow, this is gonna suck. Um, any other news that you know about that you want to bring up real quick? That's like burning up besides this penguin update.
No. Besides Penguin, I mean, there's nothing big that I've seen the last few days, the last week. That's about the biggest thing. I've had tons of people Skyping me and messaging me, tons meaning like 4 to 6 people, but I usually I usually don't get that many messages about questions. So, I had some people I used to work with ask me about it and some random other people. So, I think that'll be the main topic today.
Four to six is a ton.
Yeah, 4 to 6.
God, dude, did you see my post about my Google account for last month?
I don't think so. Uh-uh.
13,000 or 18,000 emails.
Dude.
And you get a ton on 4 to 6.
Well, that's just direct messages saying, "Hey, were you affected by Penguin 3.0?" I go through my email in the morning on my phone. I'm deleting emails like crazy.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to get you the invite as soon as I get word back from Google. The new inbox. That's something from the news. Google is releasing the what they're calling the inbox. It's going to be in, I think it's out of alpha and going into beta. It's invite only. As a matter of fact, I'll just make the announcement. I don't care. Hey, somebody
Sweet.
SEMEasy just opened up an email from me. Welcome, guys. Glad you could read the email. Send emails. Here we go. It is. You want to send an email, and you don't really have to have a whole message or bag or anything else, but you want to send to inbox@google.com. Just send them a request. I put inbox invite as the subject and got an automated response that said, cool, you're on the list. So that was released, or that was a notice that the Gmail group and the Google groups, the forums and stuff put out. It's if we thought tabs and this automatic unsubscribe button that shows up in Gmail now, if we thought that really changed email marketing,
Yeah.
Inbox is really supposed to step it up. They're saying that this is taking emails and making them almost like self-aware. So, these are going to be editing themselves.
Yeah, that tab thing with the promotions and all that stuff, I know that freaked a lot of people out. I don't think it was as bad as they thought, but it did throw a lot of people's lists into a promotions tab. So.
Well, yeah, but there was a very simple fix to that nobody realized. I mean, other than telling people, hey, take our email and move it over to your inbox and, click here and make sure. You never hit promotions tab if your audience or the person getting it ever responded to one of your emails. If there was a back and forth at any time, it automatically went to their inbox.
Nice.
If they would have deleted it, yeah, it was going to promotion. That's because that's what they had no involvement. So I sent out to my email, hey, click reply and let me know when your birthday is. People did. As soon as they did that, I went from the promotions tab over to the inbox. I mean, that was the simple fix. And I tried to tell people when it happened, I'm like, stop freaking out, guys. Just get involved with your list and do something to make them do something. As soon as they interact, it's over. You beat them.
Well, and that's kind of a 2-in-1 thing. One, you move people over to the inbox, and two, you actually get people. You're in the inbox of people who actually care to respond to you, so it's your best people, pretty much.
Absolutely. Send. I mean, if you're an email marketer, send a screenshot of something that says, "This image is broken." You'll get people who will respond and go, "Oh, dude, your image was broken. What was it?" I mean, there are those tricks that you can get some people to click. Just like I said, I've got some final graphics guys working on the SEO show T-shirts, so that'll be something. I was even thinking we might just give them away to like the first 30 or 40 people, maybe even the first 50 who want them.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it costs a couple of bucks, but hell, it's worth it. It'll be fun, and I love. See, I'm wearing my Vegas shirt for Inbox Blueprint. He gave away. God, they had tables just stacked with T-shirts. They weren't even handing them out. It was just like take what you wanted. I saw people walking around with a bag full, and I'm like, damn, dude, just do your laundry.
I'm gonna wear these all week. I got something with a chick on it from a bar somewhere, but that's just how I roll.
That's how you roll. Yeah, you're barely old enough to even go to a bar.
Whatever.
How's the truck?
Oh man.
Is it back on the wheels?
It's gone, totaled.
No. man.
So I'm going through the whole insurance thing in case everyone doesn't know. On last Sunday, so 2 or 3 days after the last show, I rolled my Tahoe. I crawled out 100% fine. I was just bleeding on my hand a little bit from some glass, but it is it is completely and utterly fucking. You know what I mean? But
Dude,
I'm
you
alive.
showed me a picture of it, and I was like, yeah, somebody went through a window. Somebody had to have gone through a window.
Fell down and I stayed right in. It was just me. I didn't have any kids or girlfriend or anything, so I was glad that it was just me and I was fine.
Oh, and guys, no, he was not drinking and driving. It was
No,
the
it
traffic.
was I was passing someone. A guy cut me off. Actually, turned in front of me, and I rolled. So it happened.
You reminded me your truck looked like a couple of our four wheelers and tractors that we had down at the farm. You know, it's just where they go over. You know, you
Oh yeah, yeah,
jump away from it. People see it all the time. They're like, hey, look that tractor's not on its wheels. Okay.
yeah. I'm standing in there with my head out. I'm like, wow, I'm alive. I'm not even hurt. It was kind of weird.
Well, we're glad because we need you here.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, hey, let's get right into this penguin thing.
Okay.
I wanted to say, one, the Q&A is open in case anybody has questions. Boom. I did not. I screwed up. I talked to Andrew last night, and I was supposed to get a hold of him this morning and tell him to set up something in the forum. We're going to have a spot in the forum on SEMEasy for the show where we'll be able to ask questions. What are you guys wanting to see? What are you guys wanting to do? What are your thoughts? We're going to be making an announcement after our next little big discussion on Penguin 3.0. We're going to make an announcement on a project that the SEO show is doing, which will have a major influence from everybody who watches and can communicate with us on the SEMEasy forum at semeasy.com. Yes, in order to be on the forum, you do have to be a paying member, right? You can't use the forum without paying.
No, you have to be a paying member, but seriously, for what it is, it's if you're an SEO affiliate guy, web designer, I mean, or you just follow SEO and you want to get into it, well worth it. I mean, I was impressed with the caliber of discussion that goes on daily, so that's good shit.
I apologize, guys, man. My computers are just I'm hogging so much network shit, and they're getting hot and everything. Andrew just said it's done. He remembered. Thank you, Andrew. I remembered as soon as I started talking to Byron. I was like, ah, shit. And, I mean, at that point, it was too late. We're gonna be working on a project which we will bring up. So I'm just gonna make sure I write that down. We got to come up with a cool name before we make the full announcement. So we better be thinking of a fucking name. Damn it, I said fuck. Penguin 3.0, guys, just as Andrew and Jake said when they were going over these Google patents and everything, Google's real freaking honest with what's going on, and very, I mean, they're as transparent as they can be, but the initial Penguin 1.0, 2.0, and now 3.0 are all basically just updates. So if you were doing anything, if you were fixing any issues with Penguin as you were coming across them as they've updated along the way, you shouldn't be in trouble. And there's a couple of reasons why you shouldn't be in trouble. One, and this happened last Friday. It just so happened that it happened after our show, or we would have talked about it, or was happening during the show. It wasn't supposed to be released, is what Google is saying. Google is also saying that it's not finished. Google is also saying that it's nowhere near um, impacted as many as it should or could. Officially, right now, it's impacted 1% of the English queries, which is a third of the original Penguin, which is pretty small. So you probably haven't been hit yet.
Yeah, all this talk about going up and down, like whenever an update hits, I mean, I have rankings in my ranking software that go up and down every single day. So,
Absolutely.
if there's not an update listed, then it's like, oh, well, nothing happened. It's just another day. But as soon as an update hits, everybody thinks that they've been slammed, or if they go up, they think, oh, I avoided it, I got rewarded. But when 1%, I mean, you got to think there's a lot of spam out there, and 1% of spam is I mean, 1% of Google searches could easily be 99.9% spam, which is probably what it was. So, I mean, I'm not saying nobody was affected, but there's probably a very, very little chance you were truly affected, especially since it's not even done rolling out yet for several weeks.
Well, and here's a thought process. There are 10 positions on page one of a Google search result. If you're on there, anywhere in there, and the guys above you got hit, okay, they got slammed. They lost 15 positions. You should go up automatically. They're gone. There's nobody above you, so your ranking is going to go up. Well, until the next twist of the knobs happens, and if you've been doing shit work, then you're going to also be one of the victims. Like you said, I have position rank updates, and I have one site that literally, and it's a local, and this damn thing, I get an email every night that says you went up 3 positions, you went down 6 for just one term, and it's like, oh wow, that's
Yeah.
it, and it is really volatile. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm still on page one. It bounces around constantly. No big deal. And it's based off of search and everything else. Andrew came up with an awesome thing when him and I were talking about a month ago. That Google does this shit just to see what us SEO guys are going to flip out and start going back and fixing. Oh, we're about to slam Penguin 7.19, and we're going to go after all links to .orgs. And everybody runs out, and every link to a .org gets dropped. You just cleaned up yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Google just got you to self-police your crap when they say it's crap. And he said it's just like, yelling at a kid. And I think specifically he said, the mom looks at the son and goes, "Did you clean your room?" Kid's like, "Yeah." She heads towards the stairs and she's like, "Well, I'm going to go check." And the kid goes, "Wait, hold on," and runs up the stairs and starts cleaning his room. Mom didn't
Exactly.
do anything. I mean, she just said, "We're going to check," So, yeah, I mean, specifically what Google said, and let me get the quote. I want to make sure I quote this out again right. There was some confusion if the Penguin refresh was done rolling out or not. SEOs were wondering why not all sites were impacted yet. They felt the rollout was halted or not complete. Yesterday, Google's John Mueller felt it was complete, but then retracted that a few hours later. Pierre Farr this morning said the rollout is not complete and will likely last for a few weeks. Yeah. Nowhere near done, guys. If you've been doing your shit right, then you're fine. If you're doing quote-unquote black hat, you're going to see a slap from Google. And just be, I mean, we should be ready with this shit anyways. It's the nature of the business. So
Yeah.
that's about it. I mean, it's the same stuff. Stop putting out shitty anchor text, and stop building 100,000 links to your crap site that nobody's searching for. You know, I'm teaching a video marketing group, Facebook group, and telling them, they're like, well, how many links should I build? I go, well, it's based on your keyword. If there are 100 people a month going to click on your video, then building 200 links is spam. And
Yeah.
YouTube and Google know this. The maximum you can get is 100 searches, yet you've suddenly got 200 people interested. But
Yeah.
nobody does that. Nobody does 200. They do 20,000 because they
In a
found somebody
day.
on Fiverr who's going to do that in the next 24 hours. Yeah, that looks really natural.
Yeah. The the correct response would be to do, 5 to 10 links. I think you and I were talking about this.
Yep.
Like 5 to 10 links a day, maybe less, maybe more, depending on the searches, the competition, local stuff. Keep it realistic. A handful of links every day, a handful of links a week if it's really low searches, and continually build it over time. If you're outsourcing your SEO to like Fiverr, you can do that, or other services are probably better, but make sure it's what they call drip fed, to where they do a few every day. It's not just within one day you're getting all your links delivered. That's not good. I know it sounds good, but it's not good, because that's how you get a penalty.
You shouldn't be outsourcing your SEO, your client's SEO, or anything that you're trying to make money to Fiverr.
Yeah.
Fiverr is a short fix, a quick fix, but you are going to a guy who is literally on Fiverr with 94 backlogs, who are going to get the exact same links, the exact same stuff. He's dumping it into the same URLs virtually. God, man, this is really slow. This would be cool if we were in an action-packed movie, the occasional slow motion. But the fact that I'm seeing it in slow motion is pissing me the hell off.
It's not that bad. It'll be fine.
I see it, and I'm just going, oh my God, I want to put a fan on me, but I can't. I got the AC already cranked. No, but you're going to get the same results that everybody else is getting with the same exact footprint, and he's not doing anything special for you. You're not getting any treatment. Yeah, you of course ask for drip fed, and you're probably going to get drip fed over 72 hours. The dude
Yeah,
cannot be
that's true.
using his resources, when he's trying to get. I mean, he's trying to make a living $5 at a time. I give
Yeah.
him props, man, and in some countries that's a shitload of money. I get that, but he's hustling. I mean, the dude who's selling dope is not selling it a little bit at a time. He's out there making money. I mean, our SEO business is not based off of $10, $15 orders. People ask me, how much do you make a video for? Well, it depends on everything, but when they say, can you do it for $5? No. Dude, I'm not even going to give you PLR videos for $5. It's not worth it. Doing a Dropbox transfer is not worth it to me. I
Yeah.
mean, my mom
Well,
says, hey, can you fix this for me? And I go, well, how much you got? I mean, that's just the way it is.
and on outsourcing, I mean, you're totally right. I've used Fiverr, and I very rarely, if ever, use it. Never really for links. There's some cool stuff on Fiverr that I use every now and then, but like voiceovers and stuff like that. But you can get some cool stuff. But as
Mhm.
far as links, the outsourcing, when I do outsource my links and I'm not putting stuff on my own PBN, I'm paying $200 to $300 a month minimum, usually, for really good stuff that I know is A, legitimate, and B, it's not what everyone else is getting, and it truly is stretched over an entire month, and I verified that. I know the people who are running the services and all that stuff. So you definitely got to take that into consideration, because if you don't, I mean, these updates roll around, and yeah, you'll probably be hit. You'll probably be hit anyway a couple weeks later, regardless of an update, because I mean, these algorithm updates are already in place. So if you're doing this stuff, you're just going to get slammed. You know, the stuff that you're buying on Fiverr was basically patched by Google and their algorithm like 2, 3, 4 years ago now. So people are still doing the same stuff. I had a client, a lady, she's not very tech savvy, which is fine. That's why a lot of people pay people to do SEO. But she could buy stuff on Fiverr, and she knew that links were important. So she connected the two, but she really didn't know about algorithm updates, all this stuff. We had to get her a whole new domain because she kept buying Fiverr gigs, and her ranking kept going down, down, down. And I said, stop buying Fiverr gigs. You're going to destroy your site. And she did. So we did a new domain. We got some good link building, and I'm like, see, this is, and then she was right up there on the first, second page, and for a lot of her terms. So it totally does affect you if you get some spam gigs. It's not ideal.
Well, and that was one thing is I was wondering is and I was thinking out loud because the wife and I went out and we were talking about getting an office building, and the cool thing is there's an office complex here in Old Glendale, and it's a Bank of America building. It's got a bunch of corporate people in there, real estate guys, all these bigwigs, and I'm like, man, drop an internet marketing SEO office right in the middle of these guys, and I don't even have to go knock on doors. I can just be like, hey, come on down the hall and hang out with me one day, and hey, we're going to have video shoots, and we can do all this stuff right in-house. And then I went, I wonder if bringing in a couple of different internet guys, and not doing an incubator type thing, but bringing them in and going, let's all throw our stuff together. One, we can pay a VA, $800 a month, and they're dedicated to us 4 guys or 5 guys, and we're all watching them, but we're splitting that. Now I've got a VA for $200 doing that. My payroll went down because I'm using it with other guys, and my wife's like, yeah, but people don't want other people to know what they're doing in your market. Nobody ever tells you. The first thing they always say is, oh, I'm not telling you my niche. And I'm like, but you got to realize is nobody gives a shit anymore. I mean, really, you could tell me 15 of your niches, and I'm probably going to be interested in one, but I've got so much shit on my plate, I'm not going after your niche. And it's going to take me 3 months to catch up to where you should already be established if you're doing it right. I'm not trying to steal from you, but we can use the same VA and have a project coordination going. I'm sorry, there's literally a penguin on my screen moving around because of the penguin update. I'm like, why is there a penguin there? I'm like, oh man. But it's kind of pulling people together. The outsourcer is dedicated now to your team. Everybody's going to be able to use the guy, and he or she is going to get a hell of a great income. They're going to be dedicated to your office group or your group 100%, and you don't have to really worry about your competition. And if you're all in the same niche, you're all going to be using pretty much the same type of structure anyways, so it makes it even easier on the VA. All he has to do is rotate to your URLs. I don't know. I was just thinking, it's a smart way to work together to overcome. Everybody's going to get nailed with this penguin thing. If you're doing any type of linking and building, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
If you're still building anchor text with like blue widget 90% of the time, and your URL is bluewidgets.com, and it's just the same over and over, your anchor text is over, I mean, you're good, your site's doomed. You're pretty much doing a churn and burn at that point. Yeah, you might get on the first page. You probably will get decent rankings, but it's not going to last very long, and then your site's going to get slammed and you'll have to start over. So if that's how you want to do it, great. I mean, by all means, I'm all for the churn and burn if you realize you're doing churn and burn. But if you want a sustainable ranking for a local business or your own side business or a niche site, you stay up on these updates. I mean, stay up on Penguin and just don't do stuff like you did in 2010. I mean, don't even do stuff like you did in 2013 necessarily. It's
Don't do things like you did in January.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the one thing, these Wednesday hangouts, these Wednesday get-togethers that Jake and Andrew have been doing, I love hearing it. I haven't gone out and subscribed to every Google patent there is and downloaded all of them. I did download the last one they talked about, and I thought it was freaking hilarious, dude. If you really looked at that patent, if you went down to the bottom, they actually talked about a. You know what? I'm sorry, we're going to go dead air for a minute because I'm going to shut this down for a second and see if I can. No, we don't want Patreon. No, only because I want to make sure I do this right. What the hell? It was a document, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Shit, I'm not going to be able to pull it up now. Well, there was a discussion about history, about the Nazis, and it was connected to the patent was actually connected to and quoting teachers in history and everything else, which I thought was funny because people are like, well, it's about document ranking, and what this guy was talking about was, the science behind, figuring out where to stack things based upon where they were stacked before and where people are going to look. And they talked about a PBS show. And I was like, oh, that is so funny that it discussed it. It was in the footers, so you can go back and look in the footers. I'm not going to look for it right now. But it was funny, and I love listening to the smart people like Jake and Andrew doing that because it helps me. I sit down and I see it in a different way. I'm more of a creative type, so I find my own visual way of looking at it, and I don't see things like the Matrix, but for lack of a better term, I see things building out in these cool spiderweb fashions, and I just go, if I can figure that shit out, then I know Google with 50,000 brilliant bastards, they can figure it out even faster, and they're saying this update is not done. So, guys, just be cool about it. Get into solid groups. Listen to everything, and not just SEMEasy, but get into some things and listen. That's what I want to say. And listen, but don't freak out when everybody starts screaming, "My shit blew up," because the guy who's saying my shit blew up is probably brand new, did it wrong, doesn't know. Yeah. He probably started his forum post with, "What the fuck? What just happened?
Yeah.
Did anybody else get hit? Did Google do an update?" That's how you automatically know that somebody's new at it, is they go, "Oh my God!" The rest of us are all sitting back going, "Oh, there was an update? Shit, let's go see how we ranked." I have
exactly.
to go up personally, so I'm good.
Well, the thing I like about like SEMEasy and the stuff that Andrew and Jake are doing is that, I mean, a lot of people are reactive to the updates, and that's never going to go away. But when you're looking at the patents and you're being proactive and trying to see what's around the corner, I mean, I'm not saying Jake and Andrew are the only SEOs that are doing that, but I like that over the fact of, oh man, update, let's react to it. Looking at the patents and stuff, I mean, of course you're not gonna get handed the Google algorithm on a silver platter. You never will, but you at least know maybe what they're working on. I mean, that's hard facts rather than just making assumptions and assertions that you have nothing to base it on. So I really do like that, and I think that if you are long term in SEO, you need to be following, the SEMEasy guys, people who are proactive about SEO rather than 100% reactive.
Mr. Stephen Floyd, he did a PBN thing. I mean, whatever the hell. It wasn't really a WSO, but it was a WSO. So,
Yeah.
but in his training, he had a document that was what when a Google employee puts eyes on your site and they do a manual look, it was what they look for, and I was reading it and I thought, holy crap! One, don't know where the hell he got this information from, but he got it, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, it's different codes, but it's common sense. It really is common sense. If every one of your posts on that you're doing has 2 pictures, same spots, 1 video, same spot, 1,001 words, because you want to give Google just 1 more word more than they want, looks like crap. And if it's not information that you or your mom or your girlfriend would read about the subject, nobody else is reading it. Google sees it, and when you look at that, just that alone, it just looks like shit. I've read many blogs where it's literally 400-word posts. Okay, case in point, Floyd Moneymaker, or whatever the fuck his name is, Floyd Money, the boxing dude.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
When he fights, these newspapers and these online guys, these sports editors and stuff that are doing almost like a live commentary, are doing posts every freaking round. They're not writing a 1,000-word post about that round. It's literally just a quick recap. Yes, that all becomes a huge post, but each one of those little recaps shows up in the SERPs on its own, live and a little bit later. So, 200, 300 words is okay as long as it makes sense for what you're doing. Thank you, Greg. It's Mayweather. All I ever know is the guy throws around money at strip clubs, makes it rain. God, I wish.
Yeah. He was on, what was that show, Ridiculousness, and he brought like $1 million in a bag with him and brought the Rob Dyrdek show. I don't know if you know that, but yeah.
Oh, he gets paid in cash in Vegas. That's part of his contract. They do not do wire transfers. They do not do checks. He gets paid literally in cash at the end of the fight, win or lose.
Nice.
So, I'm not gonna say anything other than that's stupid. But the guy makes more money than me. So thanks, Greg. That is awesome. Ganti Mert. I know I just destroyed this guy's name, and I apologize. Do you build anchor text manually, or do you use tools? Do you build anchor text manually, or do you use tools? I'll throw that one to you, Byron, because I know your answer.
Well, it's basically manually is better, but like especially PBNs, I mean, you have to do it manually. But tools as in like SENuke and things like that, it's getting harder and harder to use those effectively without being on the total black hat things. And I think it can still work on a smaller scale, but as long as you have everything set up with proxies and the even the time between posts and things like that, tools can work. But I really try to avoid tools. Even hiring out like someone to do 80 to 100 local citations for a local company, I try to make sure that someone is sitting behind a desk entering those, and it's manual and stuff like that. So a little bit of both, but each day that goes by, I'm moving more and more away from tools. Not that I was ever hardcore into tools, because I'm not really hardcore into the black hat, just because I do client SEO, which doesn't usually deal with black hat stuff. And so it's not because I'm against it, it's just because I've never really been in that realm hardcore. So tools not so much, but manually, absolutely, whenever you can. It's more expensive, but it also gets rankings. So.
Well, he was asking about scraping the text of the keywords and then, deciding which ones he should use, and then do we know of any tools? I know of a lot of tools, but a lot of those tools are leaving footprints, and this update actually, I want to say, what the fuck is the name of SE Nuke?
Yeah.
There was a couple other ones. Magic Submitter.
Yeah,
Those
that's
two
one I was
are
thinking.
specifically named as being going after with like the Web 2.0 buildings, because that's what 3.0 is doing. It's updating its filtering. So I know Magic Submitter. I've used it in the past. I never really dug what SE Nuke did. It looked pretty and stuff, but everybody was using it. Magic Submitter, when it goes out and it's doing its thing, it's building in this great thing, and it's updated and everything, and it's automated, and tools are great, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing a burn and churn, tool it out, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's no reason to manually do it. It's much better to use the tools. I liked Magic Submitter. I liked it was updated all the time. I have no opinion on SE Nuke. It looked cool. I don't know. It's very popular. There's a lot of other tools out there that are used and abused. If you think that Google doesn't know about it, or anybody else, you're sadly mistaken. That's just the way it is, guys. Sorry, but they're smarter than us. Even you really freaking smart guys, you may get ahead of them because you find a flaw. It only takes them a little bit of time, and they find that flaw.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of tools like, excuse me, like keyword type tools, I mean, I go back to the keyword planner all the time. Like, if he's talking about, the question said something about scraping keywords and then filtering them out for the ones that I want. Basically, you can do that in the keyword tool. You type in some ideas, it's going to pop up with, if the niche you're in has any sort of buzz whatsoever, you're going to get a couple hundred, even 50 different keywords to choose from. Some of them aren't going to be related to what you're doing, so you pick and choose. I mean, I've used Longtail Pro. I can't even remember. I bought 3 or 4 different keyword tools, that will tell you all these long tail searches and whatnot. And they're cool, some of them are cool, but I find that the Google Keyword Planner, they haven't screwed it up enough to where you're not getting good information. It's pretty good because they want to make money with AdWords, and so there's a fine line between SEO and AdWords, and Google trying to make money and then also still have SEO in the background. So you can get some really good information just from the Keyword Planner. That's my opinion, but that's one of my top 3 go-to tools as far as like keyword research. And I still do use Longtail Pro and stuff just to get ideas and kind of brainstorm, but it's not like I recommend one over the other. I mean, as long as it throws you some keyword ideas, then you can roll with it from there. So
I use them all. I mean, you and I have talked about it all off the show and stuff, but Keyword Planner is my go-to. It's not telling us everything, but it's not holding back enough information that I got to worry about it. I go in there, and I probably have 15 or 20 keyword tools, and I'll put the same thing in, cut and paste, in each and every one of them, pull up whatever it is, throw it into a document, then I will have it pull out any of the duplicates, and then I'll put that whole list into the Keyword Planner and see what it's paying. you know, and that's just one of the ways that I'm doing it. And you know, like you and I have said, the keyword planners are shit.
Yeah.
Gonti, black hat, gray hat, white hat, whatever it takes, absolutely, depending on what you're doing. Um, you know, whatever it takes to get in top. Just be careful not to burn clients. That's the only thing I ever ask for. Wayne Walters, thanks for watching, buddy. How many pages have you needed to optimize to rank in a high competition local niche? Is using a blog the best way to add content to this type of site? How many pages? One.
Yeah.
Have I needed to optimize for a local niche? Because, and the reason I say this is local niche, high competition, I just go where the traffic's not, or I mean where the competition is not. Yes, without asking for your niche or your specific keyword, because, well, we're on YouTube and it's going to be accessible to millions of people. I would say, you know, it depends. Let's say for shits and giggles, carburetor rebuild. You need a carburetor, which nobody does anymore. Um, carburetors are gone. I know they're not. Don't hit me. I'm not really a car guy, but my family is. But a carburetor rebuild, that's pretty competitive, and when you get local, you're just adding in the city, maybe city state. So you're up against Pep Boys, Napa, any of the catalogs that are targeting the local keywords, which a lot of the catalogs are missing out because they just fall into these positions because they've got a high authority site. But if you're going specifically after carburetor rebuild or carburetor parts in Glendale, Arizona, you're not going to have a lot of competition. You know, I doubt you're going to have any. I don't know. Something to look into. But you could build up that page. You're probably going to hit the top 5, or should hit the top 5, and you know you redirect that damn thing to a local market. And I don't mean 301 redirect. You know, there's a couple of plugins available by the SEMEasy guys, Jake built, that you can overlay a local business and rent it out. You can do lead gen off of that page. I mean, there's a million money makers on there, or AdSense, because I know that I have an automotive blog that has over 250,000 pages on it, and I'm running AdSense, and it's specifically for automotive repair.
It's a beautiful site.
It is. Oh wow! Bye. I'm on a call. Man, I love when I get an email from PayPal saying you got paid.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I don't have a ringtone to that yet. I need to figure out how to get the PayPal when it comes up to go cha-ching. But yeah, I mean, so is a blog a way? A blog is a way to get content onto a site. Is it the best? I don't know. I have a couple of them that I use that. The only problem I see is that the blog ends up getting more traffic than your main pages that you want. Yes, you can put links to your top. You can do your Dragon Spitfire silo. You can do your Beagle Bailey, you know, double silo. Your AK-47 shooting shit, you know, whatever you want to name them or do.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there's a million ways. Get in, talk to some other guys who do a lot of local. With local, like Andrew always says, it's not real hard to rank. And like I've always said, I go where the competition isn't, so I don't care what the word is. Change it up a little bit. Do like Snickers did. Go after the misspelled words.
Yeah.
CPC is huge, but people mistype shit all the time, so intentionally mistype one of your keywords and go after that and see what happens.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, as far as like the amount of pages to build, it used to be to where you'd build, say you're going after like Boise, Idaho auto repair. You do like Boise, Idaho car repair, Boise, Idaho auto repair, Boise, Idaho truck repair, Boise truck repair. I mean, you'd use all these different things. You'd have 15 pages around the same keyword, basically. And that's the kind of stuff we were talking about earlier that they're looking for in a manual review. You know what I mean? If they're like, holy crap, look at this sitemap. It's got like 15 pages around the same keyword. This is obviously created by an SEO guy trying to rank. That's what you shouldn't do anymore. So what the exact amount of pages, I don't know. One or two if it's really competitive. But local stuff, you should be good with a one-page post. And blog is all relative. I mean, I'm not sure if you're talking about using a WordPress site as a blog post or a page on WordPress or a secondary blog or whatever, but put the content on your site. Throw up a video because it's local. Videos are great for local stuff. And you're probably going to start ranking, and then throw some links at it as time goes on. And I think you're going to be golden at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing. What I will tell everybody is the first thing. It's my buddy Anthony Aries says it's not an this or that world, especially when you're an online marketer. It's an and world. Should I do this or that? No, you should be doing this and that.
Yeah.
Everybody says split test. I say test again. Test some more. Whatever one wins, put that up, but keep testing. Just because you have a winner doesn't mean that there's not going to be another winner. Pepsi and Coke, they're both pop. They're both number one, number two, depending on what month it is and who's on sale. But they are constantly marketing. They're constantly pushing. So keep going. And when you're at the top, realize you got to work twice as hard. Because it's the fall that hurts, it's not the climb,
Exactly. Why do you think all these big companies, they come out with new ads, different ads, their sites are changing, they're doing reward points programs, I mean, all this stuff because they're testing, and some of their programs don't work very well, and others make millions of dollars, and they just continually roll this stuff out. I mean, obviously you have to ride a fine line of being annoying. If you got a new thing every week, your customers might be freaked out, but do it in a fashion to where it makes sense,
Where did the website go? Oh my God, it's new again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to have some common sense, especially in a local setting. You don't want to go changing shit up every couple weeks or every week, but I mean, do stuff, test. Frank's right.
Wayne, you're welcome, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by. Let's see. Ganti says, Ganti, really appreciate you being here also. I don't worry about clients as I don't have any. Okay, you do affiliate marketing. Love churn and burn concept. Like Andrew says, big lighters. Yep, I don't care to do any backlinks, only interested on page optimization. Okay, yeah, optimize the hell out of it. Write good articles. Long-term keywords, write, do all your stuff, churn and burn, blow it up, buddy. What I always say is the best niche to show a churn and burn is Halloween. How many people go after costume sales? I mean, and they are here. It's for 1 week. And there's enough money in it that these guys will dump 10, 20, 30,000 bucks into their SEO, whatever makes them number one, because they don't care. After they get their rankings and their commissions, they're out until next year, and then it's start over again.
I was doing this isn't SEO related, it's PPC, but I was doing a PPC campaign for Halloween costumes in 2011. And I was contracted by another company, so I wasn't making very much, but their ad spend was $20K a day for the last 10 days before Halloween on pay-per-click. So 20K times 10, I mean, that's what they were spending, and I was nervous. That's a lot of money to be managing, but they did okay. They made way more than they invested.
God.
But yeah,
and listen, and that's one thing, is there's a couple of really smart guys out there who say, and it goes down to basic business. If you spend $1 but you get $1.10 back, that's a profit. You made money. It's when you spend $1 and you get 90 cents back that you've got to reestablish what you're doing.
yeah, exactly.
Do math. So yeah, anything to make some cash, anything to get out there. Listen, I hope you guys realize that what it basically boils down to is, if you're working with clients, do what's right, do it smart, pay attention to what's out there, ask some people that you trust, look at some people that you trust. Slow is better at times. There are certain times of the year that you should be paying attention more than other parts, and do what's right. If you're doing burn and churn, fucking tear it up, man. Don't worry
Yeah,
about any of
go
the
for
shit
it.
we said. Get every tool out there, buy 4 or 5 rigs, or have a big ass server and just put it out there and blow it up and make your money, and congrats. You will be one of these that makes $150,000 a day, and you can write an SWSO and teach me how to do it later.
Awesome.
I don't know why you would do that, but okay. Hey, now the mystery project. I will say this, guys, it's all a work in progress. We will be putting information up in the forum on SEMEasy.com under the SEO show. Probably going to sub it out, put a sub area or however the hell we're going to work it, about the project. And we're doing this on the fly daily, but Byron and I were talking, and one of the best things to do is everybody has these ideas, and a lot of people aren't able to or won't test on an active site. So what we want to do is we want to do a live project in front of everybody that everybody can actually watch. We're not going to hide the niche. We're not going to hide keywords. We're not going to hide backlinks. We're not going to hide anything. As long as you're a member of SEMEasy, we're actually going to take what you guys say that is working or could work or is successful with what you're doing, if you want to share. And we're going to do this. If it's writing some killer articles, tell us a writer that you use. We'll get the writer. We'll put up some killer articles. If it's somebody who's put videos on their page, we'll put some videos on the page. If you've got some cool H1 tags or H2 tags or certain linking structure or whatever, we want to put it in there. We want to put as much shit on a site in a niche together and see what happens, and have everybody watch it grow or blow live. And if something
we'll have
fails,
ranking updates and everything.
yeah, and I mean, you'll be able to actually go to it, check it out. You'll be able to, tell us what your thoughts are. You'll be able to, tell us, hey, somebody said using this color of font outperforms this one. All right, cool. We'll take a vote and see if we should change the font and just have this as an ongoing project and see what the hell happens. And so many people go, well, they hide their stuff, so we don't know if it's real. We're not going to hide anything. We're literally going to go out, buy a domain, have you guys pick a niche that we should go after, help us decide the keywords to go after. I don't care if it's national or local or whatever. I mean, this is, and literally, guys, this was, Wednesday did we decide this?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just, we're going to call it the SEO Show Project XL12B or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We should vote on a cool name to call it. It's Project something.
We'll figure it out. Maybe SEO Show Project X. I don't know. Something cool.
Oh, Source Phoenix, dude. I live in Phoenix. I won't do that. I just had to throw in Phoenix. I got some ideas. All right. That's it. That's it. It's officially 1 o'clock. Your lunch is over. Go back to work. We appreciate you guys being here. We will see you in the forum on SEMEasy. If you go up to this, let me see if I can get it over to this spot. No, I'm going further away. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The little 9-pack up in the corner, click on it. There's links that are in the showcase, which is Facebook, our YouTube, SEMEasy. Like us, love us, subscribe, comment, call us dirty, nasty words. I don't block anybody on YouTube or anything, so, I mean, say what you want. Feel free. Um, I'm Frank Schwartz. He is
Byron Lee, what's up, guys? Nice talking to you
SEO.
today.
Thanks for being here. We're out. I guess that's a transition. I mean, is that okay?
That's a good transition.
All right, well, then we're done. Fuck.